some French toast, like restaurant French toast. You can do this at home. There's a few little tricks that make this a lot easier. I'm doing it on this beat up old, like $20 or $30 flat top I got at Target years ago. So it'll be probably pretty similar than what most people have at home. Start again with these two little forks because I can't find any of the other ones. We're not really going through our regular silverware because we're only doing to-go food right now. Okay, so these are eggs, obviously. There's 4 of them in there. A little bit of milk. I think that's okay. Always think that that's important. Mix that stuff up nice and good. Bit of sugar to make things fun. That's about a ½ cup of sugar. Probably a little over a tablespoon of vanilla. And this is cinnamon, and that is cardamom, like the stuff that we think of flavor-wise with vanilla cookies. Okay, so we're gonna get all of these mixed in. Now the thing that I like about doing stuff this way rather than trying to do the restaurant version is I want you to see that you can do this at home. All right, so what are the things that I'm missing? I am missing salt. Okay, you've gotta have some salt in there. Now we're also gonna throw, that's flour. And the reason I'm gonna throw flour in this friend of mine named Stevie Glenn taught me how to do this years ago. He was a pastry chef. And Stevie would do this and it creates a whole different crust. Now getting it mixed in is a whole different ball game, but we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for home perfection, right? Whole different ball game. My wife told me, she goes, you realize your stomach is what is showing the entire time you're doing this. And depending on the angle, I look good or terrible. Okay, good old-fashioned butter right here. Now, some people like to soak their bread. I am not a soaker. I just like to drop it in there, get it on the grill. Drop it in there, get it on the grill. Because, you know, you'll hear people go, I don't like French toast, it's soggy. Well, the reason it's soggy is somebody left it in the stuff too long, all right? Now, the big thing is, and I learned this really young in my cooking life, leave it alone and let it cook, okay? I'm gonna get back to you when this thing starts to brown. Just do a check and see where we're at, all right? See how nice and brown that is? Middle one doesn't feel the same way, but this one does. So I'm gonna switch these around. That's getting a little more heat over on this side. Obviously, every one of these are different. There's a heating element underneath them, so you need to find out where your own hot spots are. That's what that is called. And then I'll get back with you when it's time to turn these again. That was kind of not cooking as fast. So it looks pretty solid now. That one looks like it needs to stay there a little longer, and same with this one. All right? Let it cook. Last, essentially welfare check on this one. That one is getting, got a little bit of crispness to it. That one's probably getting pretty good. One last turn, and that one's getting pretty good. Okay, so we're 30 seconds or a minute away from service. Finish these off. Love the way that looks. Love the way that looks. Love the way that looks, right? They're all fantastic. So we stack them up. Put them out on our plate. Cut them at an angle. You know, like we used to when we cared. You remember that, back when we cared. It's a running joke with me. Okay. So, it looks dynamite. Let me get that thing out of the way. Powdered sugar, never hurt anything. But that's not really the coup de grace on this whole deal. Okay, so walnuts. We're going to throw that in our warm syrup. We're going to throw a little bit of whiskey in our warm syrup. Now, if you don't drink, don't throw whiskey in there. Stir this thing up. When you serve it to people, they think, oh my God, that tastes like a really, really good drink. All right, there we go. Gourmet French toast, basically made at home. This is Aunt Jemima, by the way. It's nothing special. But it works well with this dish, all right? Now you know how to do it.